From Television City in Hollywood, the Jack Benny program with his special guest, Johnny Carson, presented by Lucky Strike.
Light up for Lucky, it's light up time.
Be happy, go lucky, it's light up time.
For the taste that you like, light up for Lucky Strike. Relax, it's light up time. There's a time and a place for everything. And the right time for a Lucky is any time you want to enjoy a great cigarette. And the right place for a Lucky is wherever you happen to be at the time. You'll always enjoy Luckies because Luckies taste better. Lucky Strike is made of fine, naturally good-tasting tobacco. And it's toasted to taste better, cleaner, fresher, smoother.
Yes, sir. Lucky's taste better. Anytime, anywhere. So right now, light up a Lucky. It's light up time. Enjoy the best tasting cigarette you ever smoked.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Lucky Strike program. Now, if my voice should give out any time during the show, that's because yesterday I went to the Coliseum to see the USC-UCLA football game. And that was really exciting. I mean, there was such a crowd there, such excitement, and the betting that went on. And there was, everybody was making bets, you know. I lost $3 myself. There was a pickpocket in the crowd. He got me as I was coming through the tunnel. But not only that, I must tell you what else happened to me. Finally, the usher took me to my seat. And out of 100,000 people, who do you think I was sitting next to? Dennis Day. That's all I needed. That kid drives me nuts, really. You know, he was supposed to be on my show today, but after what he did to me yesterday, I just couldn't take another half hour of it. You know, well, I'll tell you, the game had just got started, and Dennis handed me a hot dog. So I said, "Thank you, Dennis." I took a bite out of it, and a fellow sitting on the other side of me punched me in the nose. Dennis didn't tell me I was supposed to pass it. Finally, the gun went off. And Dennis says, "Goodbye, Mr. Benny. I'll see you tomorrow. Be careful driving home." I said, "I will, Dennis." I rushed out to beat the crowd, got in my car, and I was almost in Beverly Hills before I realized that the gunshot was only the end of the first half. Now, you know why I can't have him around me, because he just... However, ladies and gentlemen, during rehearsal one day this week, I was coming in, and there's a young fella here who does his own show for CBS. And his name is Johnny Carson. Now, as a rule, I do not rave about other comedians. But this fellow has everything it takes to become a great success. And he's so young, too. It's frightening. Anyway, I asked him, I said, "Johnny, as long as you're around here and you're rehearsing, would you mind coming on?" Because I love his work. Would you mind coming on, just saying hello to the folks in a few words? And here he is, Johnny Carson. You know, Johnny, I was just telling my audience how much I enjoy your work. And I think, in my opinion, you're going to be one of the real great comedians.
Well, thank you, Mr. Benny. You know, coming from you, that's a wonderful compliment. It means a lot. Because, you know, for years, you've been my idol.
Really?
Yes. No, I remember when you were in vaudeville, I used to save up, you know, pennies just so I could go down and watch your work. I'd sit up for hours in the gallery, and I admire the way that you'd hold the audience right in the palm of your hand, every minute.
Gee.
And I'd go home at night and even lie awake and wish that I could grow up to be just like you, Mr. Benny.
Well, you can call me Jack.
Thank thank you, Jack. And even when I watch you on television today, during your own shows, I know that I'm watching a genius, a master at work.
Well, now, wait a minute. Now, really, now that's a little bit embarrassing.
Well, then I won't go on.
Oh, no. You can go on. You know, you're my guest. You can say whatever you like.
Jack, I'll wait and tell you later when we're together.
All right. You know, Johnny, I meant to ask you one thing during rehearsal the other. How long have you been in show business?
2 years.
2 years. Gosh, that's amazing. I've been in it practically all my life. Well, you're certainly doing a wonderful job.
Well, thank you, Jack, and I want to tell you that I never miss one of your television shows.
You watch all of them?
Every single one of them.
Well, isn't that nice? Huh?
And Jack,
Mm-hmm.
Jack,
Yes?
would you mind if I made a few little suggestions?
Suggestions?
Well, in the nature of constructive criticism. You don't mind, do you?
No, no. I think constructive criticism is good for everybody, you know. How long did you say you were in show business?
2 years.
Well, Johnny, what are some of these criticisms?
Well, for one thing, Jack, and I'm sure this can easily be corrected.
Well, good, good.
One thing I've noticed is your pace seems to be, a little off or something, not quite right.
Mm-hmm.
It seems, pacing seems a little slow.
You mean you don't like my timing? Huh?
Well, let me put it this way, Jack. It's all right to be slow, but you're sort of a lazy Perry Como.
Well, I think, you know, comments like that, if they can further my career. And how long were you in show business?
2 years.
I mean, not 2 years and 6 months or 2 years and 3 months. Just
2 years.
2 years. Well, Johnny.
And now another
Oh, is there
criticism-
more?
Yes. Jack, I'm kind of concerned with that long take you do at the audience.
You mean you don't like that after I tell a joke, the way I stare at the audience, is that it?
No. I always have the feeling that you're surprised they're still there.
I see.
Fortunately, that also can be easily corrected.
Oh, well, that's fine then. Well, if you're through now...
Well, there is one more thing.
Well, then tell me. I mean, don't keep anything away from your idol. Out with it.
Well, as long as I'm being constructive, Jack, this I have to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you may not realize this,
Yeah.
but every move you make, your delivery, every little inflection that you have is exactly the way I work, and I don't think it's fair. See, you're staring again.
Now, listen to me, Mr. Carson.
Call me Johnny.
I'll call you anything You've got a lot of nerve saying that I'm stealing your style. Everything I've done since I started in show business, 22 years ago. And if I were going to copy anybody, it wouldn't be an unfunny, untalented upstart like you.
Well,
Now, cut that! Johnny Carson, I came out here at the start of my show, didn't I? Telling the audience what I thought of you, how wonderful
now,
you are.
Jack, wait a minute. Wait just a second. Remember when you asked me to be on your show?
Yeah?
You were the one who told me to do this routine so we could get some laughs.
I suggested that you insult...
When you called me 2 weeks ago, remember?
Oh, my goodness, I did. Oh, Johnny, I'm terribly sorry, really. But I don't know, you were so good, I thought you meant it. Wasn't he good? I thought he was. Well, Johnny, well, of course, now that you were kind enough to come on my show, I'd like to have you do something by yourself.
Oh, that'd be fine, Jack.
Would you like to?
Maybe I could tell a little joke or something?
Fine. And Johnny, I want to say one more thing to you. You
Yes,
just
sir.
keep on improving the way you are. You're a very young fella, and it won't be long before you'll have your picture on the cover of TV Guide, like mine was on this week.
Mine was on 8 weeks ago. actually, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy, you know, that Jack invited me on his show down here. And, you know, about this little routine we just did, we're kidding, you know, of course. Because even though I've admired Jack for years, we work nothing alike at all. Of course, Jack's, I will say this, I have to tell you, you know, Jack's eyes are a little bluer than mine. And so's his age. But anyway, what I wanted to tell you is this.
Jack,
Jack,
before you go any further. Oh, Johnny, I didn't know it was you. I thought Jack Benny was still here.
Confuse you too?
Oh, Johnny, you certainly did. But, Johnny, you know, I must tell you the most exciting thing happened this morning. Gee, it just thrilled me to death.
Well, tell me, Don, tell me. What is it?
Well, Johnny, there was a long line of people lined up in front of a cigarette machine. Oh, there must have been 40 or 50 people there. And everybody who put money in that cigarette machine bought a package of Lucky Strike.
No.
Yes, Johnny, yes. And then you know what I did, Johnny? I went around and I asked each one of them individually why they smoked Lucky Strike, and every one of them said it's because Luckies are toasted to taste better. And Luckies are cleaner, fresher, and smoother.
I know.
And not only that, Johnny, but Luckies are round and firm and fully packed and free and easy on the draw.
Good. Is that all, Don?
Yeah, Johnny, that's all.
Well, Don, seriously, now, I do want to ask you one question. How long have you been working for Jack?
Well, now, let's see, Johnny. I've been with Jack since 1934.
1934?
Yeah.
Gee whiz. And Jack's been paying you for...
2 years.
Oh, 2. Let's go, sir. All right.
Gee, the show's been over for an hour. The boss is usually home before now. Hello?
Hello, Rochester. This is Don Wilson. May I speak to Mr. Benny?
Gee, the boss hasn't come from the studio yet.
Oh, he hasn't?
No, and I've got his dinner already.
Well, I'm sure he won't be long.
Yeah, I hope not. I don't want his Chateaubriand to get too well done.
Well, so Mr. Benny's going to have steak.
No, hamburger.
But, Rochester, you said Chateaubriand, and Briand means steak.
Not in this chateau. Is there any message, Mr. Wilson?
No, I'll see him tomorrow. Goodbye, Rochester.
Goodbye. Gee, it's 9 o'clock. He's never been this late before. I'd better go turn down the fire on this. Boss, I didn't hear you come in. I just turned the oven.
Help me turn off the lights.
The lights?
Yeah.
What's the matter, boss? What's wrong?
Rochester, somebody's after me.
Oh, boss, you made that picture 12 years ago.
Rochester, I'm serious. I decided to walk back from the studio. It was getting dark. I turned back, and there was a fella with his overcoat collar turned up. And he was following me.
How do you know he was following you?
How do I know? Every time I looked back, he hid behind a tree, then he hid behind a bush. I even went down a dark alley. I still couldn't lose him.
Look, boss, you're getting yourself all worked up over nothing.
Oh.
You know, at nighttime, your imagination plays tricks with you. What you saw were just shadows.
Shadows?
Mm-hmm.
It could be my imagination. 'Cause I don't know, why would anybody want to hurt me? I'm such a sweet guy. Don't you think so, Rochester?
Uh-huh, and you're modest, you're kind, and you're considerate.
And I'm generous.
There goes your imagination again. Come on, boss, I've got your dinner already. Sit down, eat it.
Okay. Funny, Rochester, I should get all upset over it. Nothing. I don't know.
Oh, nothing to worry about.
I guess not.
I'll turn the lights back on.
Okay.
Get a little bright around here. Everything's gonna be all right.
I hope so. Gosh, that was a wreck.
And while you're having your soup du jour, I'll go get you a Chateaubriand.
Thank you, Pierre.
Y pas de quoi, monsieur.
Imagine my getting all worked up just over maybe some shadows. That's all they were, shadows. I thought somebody was following me. I get it, Rochester. Can it be the breeze that blows that in? Hello? Hello? Hello?
What's the matter, boss?
Rochester, I just answered the phone. The fellow was on the other end, hung up.
How do you know they hung up?
How do I know? I could hear the click. I distinctly heard the sound of a click.
Maybe they were using a phone booth, and the sound you heard was the dropping of a dime.
Dropping of a dime. I've known that sound since I was 2 years old.
Look, don't get yourself all worked up. I'll go get you a sedative.
All right. If I only knew why they were following me, if I only knew what they wanted. Can't figure that out. Oh, they threw a rock in the window. There's a note on it. Get out of town before it's too late. Get out of town. Just a note, no ticket. I'm gonna call the police. Operator, hurry.
Number, please.
Operator, look at, this is an emergency. Get me the police.
1 moment, please.
1 moment, please. 1 moment, please. It's always 1 moment.
Beverly Hills Police Department.
Oh, officer, look at, my life is in danger. Officer, I'm at 366 North Camden Drive. Rush right over, will you?
366 North Camden Drive.
Yes.
Who is this?
Jack Benny.
Gee, you sound just like Johnny Carson.
I don't care what I sound like. Now get over here. I'm going to worry about Johnny Carson now. Rochester, I thought you were going to get me a sedative. What took you so long?
Well, when I opened the medicine cabinet, there were 2 boxes with no labels on it. So to tell which pill was which, I took one of them.
Well, could you tell which was the sedative?
I must have. I fell asleep.
This is no time for jokes, Rochester. I'm in danger. I just called the police. Why aren't they here?
Look, boss, I'll fix you a drink.
I'll fix my own drink. Rochester, there's another rock. Right there.
Oh, there's a note on it, too.
Well, read it to me.
You have been told to get out of town. You now have 30 seconds to think it over.
30 seconds to think it over. Wait a minute. Wait, stop it! Stop it!
Boss, what's the matter?
What, the lights, the music.
What lights? What music? There goes your imagination again.
It's not mine. You just read the note, didn't you? Rochester, I'm telling you, somebody is after me. I know they are. Here come the police. The police are coming. The police. The police are coming. The police. Open the door.
Police?
We just caught the prowler outside, Mr. Benny.
You did?
My men will bring him in so you can make a formal complaint.
Well, hold him tight, will you? I know he's out to kill me.
It's all right, we got him under control. Bring him in, boys.
Dennis Day, you?
Hello, Mr. Benny.
You were the one that's been following me?
Uh-huh.
Making me a nervous wreck?
Uh-huh.
Dennis, why would you do this to me?
Because you wouldn't put me on your show today.
Is that an excuse for following me down dark alleys? For making a wreck out of me? Oh, boy, if I'd only known it was you.
I didn't want you to know it was me. That's why I always stayed a half a block away.
Half a block away, I could feel you breathing down the back of my neck.
I know.
You know? How could you breathe if you were a half a block away down my neck?
I had a long straw.
Now stop!
Shall we take him along with us, Mr. Benny?
What?
Shall we take him along with us?
No, leave him here.
Leave him here?
Yeah.
Gee, thanks, Mr. Benny. Come on, boys.
I don't know, Dennis. Boy, what you did to me today. I don't know. For years I've been lecturing to you. For years I've been talking to you. And I don't know. Nothing seems to help. Well, there's only one thing I can do. Rochester.
Coming out!
All right, Dennis. Take off your coat. Come on, take off your coat. Take off the other one. Now, come here. Come here.
Jack and Dennis will be back in just a minute. First, here's a word from cigarette smoking.
Light up the lucky.
It's light up time.
Be happy, go lucky.
It's light up time.
For the taste that you like, light up a lucky strike.
Relax.
It's light up time.
The end of a perfect date when you stop for a light snack and linger with your Luckies. Why Luckies? Well, that's easy. Luckies taste better. Naturally they do. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. And then this fine, good-tasting tobacco is toasted. It's toasted to taste even better. Cleaner, fresher, smoother. So next time you want to linger, light up a Lucky.
For the taste that you like, light up a lucky strike.
Right now.
Light up a lucky. It's light up time.
Dennis, you're really a silly kid, but I must say you put it over on me today.
Gosh, did I really?
You certainly did. Gosh, I don't know. Walking home in the dark like that, I don't know, I was frightened. I had such an eerie feeling, you know?
What was that, Mr. Benny?
I said walking home, I had such an eerie feeling.
Gee, that's the place where I was born.
Erie, Pennsylvania.
No, Feeling, West Virginia.
Dennis, the reason you raised such a devil because you wanted to be on my show. I nearly said something else, but the reason you... I get nervous at the end of the show, you know. Dennis, you wanted to sing a song, is that right?
That's right.
You wanted to sing?
Yes.
All right, I'm sure they...
I'd like to sing a song that was written by Sammy Kahn. It's called Love and Marriage. Mr. Benny, just to prove to you that my feelings weren't hurt, I wrote a special lyric, on the second chorus, and it's all about you.
Oh, the second chorus, Love and Marriage, dedicated to me.
That's right.
Oh, that's sweet.
Okay, Malin? Huh?
Sit down here.
Love and marriage go together like a horse and carriage. This I'll tell you, brother, you can't have one without the other. Love and marriage, it's an institute you can't disparage. Ask the local gentry, and they will say it's elementary. Try to separate them. It's an illusion. Try, and you will only come to this conclusion. Love and marriage go together like a horse and carriage. Dad was told by Mother, you can't have one, you can't have none, you can't have one without the other.
Oh, this is the second chorus.
Oh, what about me?
you.
Yeah.
I want you to hear it.
Jack and money go together like a bee and honey. This I'll tell you quickly. The thought of spending makes him sickly. Jack and money,
Nice song about
Jack
me.
and money go together just like gin and honey. You'd think that he'd be wiser instead of acting like a miser. Try to get a raise from him. It's like magic. Would he fire me instead? I would. You see, it's tragic, Mr. Benny. I won't ask you for another penny. I'm brother. I can't have one. We can't, no, we got to go.
You know, I had one line in the whole song and I forgot it. All it was, let me tell you, brother. Forgot the whole line. Oh, well. That comes from doing so much radio, you know. Ladies and gentlemen, I do want to thank Johnny Carson so much for being on the show. Johnny, come out and take a bow, will you? Ladies and gentlemen, incidentally, he does his own show on Thursday night on the same network. I'll be back with you 2 weeks from tonight. Another rock. There's a note on it. Oh, yes. Be sure and watch Ann Souther next Sunday. Thank you, and a happy Thanksgiving.
Appearing on tonight's program were Kim Dibbs and Chucky Bradley.